Good day, I am Makubeni with your midday news updates. Here are headlines this hour. NPA decides to prosecute Jiba. Mine unions plan to go on strike if Eskom goes ahead with retrenchments. EFF CIC Julius Malema urges government to contribute towards bailout of Zimbabwe. Greetings to you viewers at home. EFF CIC Julius Malema on Wednesday called on South African government to contribute towards the bailout of Zimbabwe. Malema was speaking at the media briefing held at the EFF headquarters ahead of its manifesto launch. This comes a week after Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa announced a double increase on the price of fuel. Precious Mola has filed this report.
Economic Freedom Fighters says it stands in solidarity with the people of Zimbabwe amid chaos and economic instability. EFF leader Julius Malema says all the SADC countries must come together and give Zimbabwe a conditional grant to bail it out of the current situation. Otherwise, Zimbabwe risks being sold to the highest bidder.
We agree. Actually, South Africa must contribute towards the bailout of Zimbabwe. Anyone who refuses that, he's dumb. Yeah. Because if you don't help Zimbabweans, the border is going to be flooded by them. And anyone who's going to block them from coming into South Africa, we're going to fight with that person. So you are always complaining, hey, there are Zimbabweans here. Hey, the only way not to have them is by helping them in their own country. Zimbabwe must be helped. Yeah. SADC countries, we need to come together. We need to close ranks. We must give conditional grant to the Zimbabwean.
Malema lambasted the Zimbabwean government for unleashing the army against its people following the killing of 12 people in the wake of violent protests over fuel price hikes. He warns against dictatorship and military style of leadership.
I care about the people of Zimbabwe. Anyone who unleashes soldiers on innocent and armed people, you have declared those people the enemy of the state. You are a fool. You don't deserve my respect. Yeah. If I allow it to happen in Zimbabwe, it will happen here in South Africa. It's unacceptable. Whether it's done by Mnangagwa, whether it's done by Mugabe, it's unacceptable. Mnangagwa must know that. It's unacceptable to beat up people, to break cell phones of people, to shut down internet. Is unacceptable. It's barbaric.
Meanwhile, South Africa reportedly turned down a request from Zimbabwe for over 16 billion rand loan money in December. However, International Relations Minister Lindiwe Sisulu says they would like to give whatever support they can to the government of Zimbabwe to make sure they can provide stability and calm in the country. I'm Precious Mola, Joburgtv News.
Funeral for the late Philemon Chipa Masinga underway in Northwest. Now it's time for your sports update with Tatom Jali.
Thank you, Totega. A good day. I'm Tatwa Timjali with your sports news. Family, friends, teammates, football fanatics are gathered at Kuma Stadium outside Stilfontein in the Northwest for the funeral of the late Philemon Chipa Masinga. The legend passed on at the Donald Gordon Hospital in Parktown after fighting a battle with cancer. Philemon Chipa played for Jomo Cosmos, Mamelodi Sundowns, Leeds United and St. Gallen. We take a look at the well wishes individuals had to say at his memorial service on Monday.
The strength. He was a team player. He could pick up a team from nowhere. When they're down, he was a fighter. But the most important thing was a team player.
One, you play football from the heart. Today's players are more about material things and money. And I'm in no way saying material things and money is not good for us. It's good for us. But the priorities must be get right. If you play football with the heart and do the best of your ability to make your country people happy.
I said, guys, you are the trump card for today. It's the first time all three Black African players play together in the same team. And what happened from there, it was history. Phil went in and scored a hat-trick. And that's how we were accepted.
He will be remembered for the cracker he scored at FNB Stadium in 1997 and sent South Africa to its first World Cup. And in your PSL news, Bidvest Wits book a spot in the last 16 of the Nedbank Cup after beating ABC Mutsipe's side Boyne Tigers by 4-0. The Clever Boys found the back of the net in the early minutes of the game from forward Hashim Domingo in the 10th and 16th minute. The other brace came from Simon Murray. After the goal party in the first half, no goals were scored in the second half. Wits were knocked out of the tournament in the first stage last year, while in other matches, another Polokwane team crashed out as TTM beat Polokwane City by 2-1. And lastly, in your cricket news, Dale Steyn and Quinton de Kock to be included in the remaining one-day international against Pakistan. Both players were dropped out of the 11-man squad for the first 2 ODIs. The Proteas will play the last ODI starting this Friday at SuperSports Park and at the Wanderers Stadium on Sunday. The last ODI will be played at Newlands on the 30th of January. Both teams are neck on neck after winning 1 game each. That's all from the sports desk. It's back to you, Totega.
Thank you. That is it from me and the rest of the Joburgtv News team. Goodbye.